Hey, 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 what's up, everybody in the world? This is the Ace Michaels Show. I'm Ace Michaels, and it's my pleasure. Yes, I use the P word. It's my pleasure to be here with you guys on the show today. It's always my pleasure. I'm happy every day I wake up, which I don't know the difference because I've woken up now every day, but that's a whole nother anyway. My point is that I'm happy when I wake up, and I'm even happier that I get to do a show with you guys, get to meet new guests, get to talk about all of the trappings that are on my troubled mind. Today, just jumping right into it. Today, my thing is all about beauty. Okay, and not in that way, not in the way that you guys are going to immediately go to and think like you're thinking I'm thinking about how beautiful people are. No, I don't care how people beautiful are. That's not my goal. My thing is, this is what my thing is. I was watching this documentary thing on 60 Minutes Australia. Okay, I went that far into it. These guys were talking about changing their body so that they could look better. And I've no issue with that, but what they were doing was they were literally like punching each other in the face, and they were like trying to break parts of their facial like skeletal structure so that they could look better. They were going to like plastic surgeon after plastic surgeon after plastic surgeon. And then you know how YouTube will do you where you watch one video and then it's going to take you to like 50 other videos that are similar, same topic. So then from the boys who were smashing their faces video, I was automatically led to the Ozempic celebrities video. And I got to tell you, Ariana Grande was a cute looking little bird woman before she turned into a completely skeletal bird woman. Like I don't know what's going on, but there's definitely a thing now where we've put our looks in front of everything else. And I don't want to blame it on social media because we can. I mean, that's an easy go to. I don't want to blame it on Obama because I mean, we can because that's an easy go to. But, something is going on in our society where people are starting to feel like their only value, their strength, their currency is how they look. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm a good looking damn dude, so I don't really have this problem, but I'm saying for other people, not playing. All right. So on the show today, my wonderful guest, newcomer to the Ace Michael show. I got to go easy on her because she ain't never done a show before. She may never want to come back after this, but she is a beauty professional in the Las Vegas industry, which, Las Vegas is such a small community, but such a well known community. If she's one of the best beauticians in Las Vegas, she's probably one of the best in the world. Think about that as you drive home. Welcome to the show. For the first time, my good guest Taylor Carter is here on the Ace Michael Show. Taylor, how you doing, Dorland?
I am just doing absolutely fantastic, and I'm excited to be here on the show with you. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
inviting me to join you.
Absolutely. Well, before we go into things, tell us a little bit about your things. Now, I noticed that you do hair extensions, which I'm bald, so I don't need any of those, and I don't know anything about those, except some of the girls that I've dated. They do that. They get into that. So tell me a little bit about. Well, not just me. Tell everybody a little bit about you and what you do and your profession and all that good stuff.
Yes, I would love to share a little bit about myself and my profession. I actually grew up watching my mom and on my dad's side, my grandmother and my aunt. They were all beauticians, and so from the time I was just a very like young girl, I was immersed in the beauty industry, and I was just always like so fascinated by it, and
Hmm.
it was always so much fun like playing with the curling irons and the makeup and the nail polishes. And so naturally as I got older, I was just passionate about it, and it came to me a little bit naturally. So I felt like the best route of career choice for me was to just follow that passion.
Hmm.
um, and yeah, I decided to go down the path of becoming a specialist in hair extensions because I'm a lady who has finer, thinner hair. And um, Yeah, we all, I think, try to find ways where we can enhance our natural beauty. And for me, hair extensions was like, yeah, I want to have thicker, longer hair. So
Mm.
I want to figure out what is the best hair extension method and how can I have the best hair extensions that are going to look amazing and be comfortable. So it's
Hmm.
kind of how I took the path that I'm on now. And I just love it. I just love helping people feel better about themselves. That's the true reward for me.
Is helping, yeah, and I would imagine that would be. Now, this is where we enter into the ACEs dumb questions because I don't know that much about it, so I'm going to apologize in advance. But in my limited experience, it would seem like hair extensions are heavy. Are they heavy?
They can be heavy, yeah. So when I first started doing hair extensions, I had my instructor Shar at the beauty school. She taught me how to do like your traditional like braid and sew, which is where you do like a tiny little cornrow on the hair and then you sew the hair onto that braid. And it was very like bulky, um and you had to like sew on a lot of hair. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it would be a little bit heavy and uncomfortable. And then I tried other methods and they were still a little heavy and uncomfortable. And then now that I've got a decade of experience doing this. So
Hmm.
I've tried a lot of things and I've learned that hair extensions can be done, to feel like very light, like they're almost not there. But when you start trying to put too much hair in, then it starts to get heavy and then it can cause, like actual damage to your scalp and your hair. So
Hmm.
it's a fine line of like making sure that you can put enough hair in to give your customer the look that they're going for, but also to like not overdo it. It's kind of like like going to see a lip doctor and then, they fill your lips so much that it just looks like it can look bad if you have too much hair or too much lip filler. It goes both ways.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like these are things that, I mean, these are not needed necessities. These are things people want to do cosmetically, right? Like there's not a case where somebody needs a hair extension unless maybe a burn victim or something. Like, I mean, do people need it or is it just something people really like for their ego?
I think the majority of my customers like it for their personal, appearance when they look in the mirror. It's just like something that makes them feel more confident. But there are women who struggle with hair loss, like
Mm,
really extreme hair loss. And
mm-hmm.
you mentioned the celebrities on the GLPs and all that, that is causing a significant amount of hair loss in women. Their hair is just falling out because they're not getting the proper nutrients in their diet. And like healthy hair starts from within. So if you're not getting enough nutrients, the first thing to go is the non-essential things that your body doesn't need, which it's your cells are going to say, "Oh, it's the hair, time for the hair to go."
Hmm.
So, um but women struggle with things like alopecia too. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a broad range of hair loss that people go through. And so, there's a lot of different systems for women to help them feel more confident and to get through those struggles that they have.
It's interesting because I grew up as a black individual. So I was under the impression that really black people were doing a lot of hair stuff and wigs and things like that. And it wasn't because I grew up in Kansas City, which not much happens in Kansas City. So when I moved to
Mhm.
LA, thriving, bustling city, I learned so much. I learned more probably in the first year of LA than I learned in 15 years of living in Kansas City, right? So I
Yeah.
didn't know that there was so much of a market or an industry for hair and hair extensions and even just beauty in general until I moved to LA, where everybody, of course, is very conscious about their looks because they may be actors, they may be directors, they may be people who work in the corporate world, but it's a very look conscious society, Los Angeles, and people are
Hmm.
working out, staying fit, like they're really conscious about their image, right?
Right.
So that was the thing that I learned. But what I was curious about now, I know like in the 80s and 90s, early 90s, there were a lot of guys that I knew who got hair extensions because they were like in bands, you know. Do
Hmm.
you service as many men as you do women?
To be honest with you, not very many men come for hair extensions.
Hmm.
I do have one male customer, and the rest of my male customers, they're just coming for, your typical, shampoo, head
Hmm.
massage, haircut experience.
Experience. So hold on now. Wait a minute. What's the experience, homie? Wait, you can't just drop that in there. What's the experience are we getting?
Well, when you come to my salon, it's kind of like you're stepping into like a speakeasy, like this is like a
Ooh.
luxury, like VIP only type of
Ooh. I
experience.
did not
Come sit
know.
in my chair. Let me discuss with you what type of look you're going for. How can we achieve that? Is it going to work for you? Is it not? And
Okay.
then I take my guests, everyone gets this shampoo experience. I call it the TLC touch.
Mm.
There's like some essential
Okay.
oils, some
Meow,
hot
meow,
towels
meow.
involved, some
Me
head
liking.
massage. Yeah, a little refreshing,
Yeah.
little touch
The
sensory experience.
the only downside is it sounds hella expensive. I will be honest. That sounds like it costs some
Well,
bucks. It does.
well,
It doesn't sound like the economy plan. It sounds like the full on premium is happening. So
well, that's how I roll, Ace.
I guess so. Yeah, you're gonna have to keep on rolling without me. But you know what's funny was I met a lady. I went to New Orleans on a business trip. I met this lady. She was a friend of the group that I was with, so I didn't know her very well. But we were making some small talk, and she was in the beauty industry. She had her own salon, and this particular trip that I went on was like on a maybe it was a Memorial Day. It was one of the 3 day holidays, and so we were all off. And so that Monday that she was off, she was complaining because she was saying, I'm losing a lot of money right now. Like I should be working today. And I was like, well, you can't just work. I mean, how much money is it worth, really? She goes, well, this whole
Mhm.
week, if you add up the days that we've had the holiday days, she named a number, and I was like, whoa, I had no idea beauty was so expensive. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah, you better get back to work, girlfriend. Like seriously. So you guys
That's
make
right.
make a good deal of money in the beauty industry, right? Like beauty's not cheap. It's not like plastic surgery. Plastic surgery's not cheap. Dentistry's not cheap. Anymore, these things are going to cost you a pretty penny. They're going to look great, but they're going to cost a pretty penny, right?
Right.
To do
Yeah.
it
I
to do it
mean,
right.
to do it right, to have someone who has experience and knowledge on the service that you want to get, and the proper like location, and the products are really important too. Like I only use high quality product for all of my clients, so all of that kind of factors into the end cost that you're paying for.
And that's funny that you mentioned that about the costs and location, because I will tell you, my friend, because I know you were curious. So I've always enjoyed a couple of times I've gotten my nails polished, right?
Mm.
And so it's just a nice shiny look. I think that when you meet an individual, you shake their hand and you notice things like their watch, their ring, little things, right? But if
Mm-hmm.
their nails are polished, to me, that's a wealthier look. I think a person who has polished nails, it looks like, this is a stable individual. This is a person who's got a little money behind them. So
Yeah.
I like that look, and I was thinking about getting mine done. But just like you said about location, now I live close to a Walmart that does these services for about $50,
Mm-hmm.
and I've never gone in there. For years, I pass right by it because it's a Walmart. And my thinking is if I'm going to do this right, I need to go to a salon. Even though all I really want is just the polishing and the buffing done so that they're shiny, I still feel like the location matters. I don't want to get it done at Walmart, just like I don't get my car oil done at Walmart either.
Right.
You know, B- I just, but that matters, right? Location matters a lot. So if you go to the salon, like you said, you're getting an experience. So you're going to the speakeasy vibe, which sounds really cool. I would imagine you guys have some, some soft death metal music playing in the background, or something like that. Get us in the mood, right? Praise the devil all day. And then we can sit down and get into our thing and get taken care of, right? That sounds really cool. Um, so, how long have you been in the Las Vegas area doing this type of magic?
I actually relocated to Las Vegas right in the middle of the pandemic. So everyone was still wearing face masks, and I didn't know anybody, but I got a job at a salon here in Summerlin, and I kind of just started, networking, building up my clientele. And then, yeah, so that's been, it's 2026 now, so
Wow.
almost 6 years.
And so you built your clientele and now you're doing the damn thing. It's pretty cool. What's in the future for you? Like, are you going to become like the Martha Stewart of hair extensions where you write books and stuff and teach people how to get better at it or something?
I think I think for me, what's on my path in the future is I want to scale my business through the use of systems, and I want to create little miniature me's basically. And I
Hmm.
want to provide a place of work that people can build a long-lasting career in the beauty industry,
Hmm.
some place where they can show up, where they don't have to worry about, like taking it home with them. They just show up, they clock in, they do their work, they get to experience continuing education included in this work. They get to experience paid time off and health benefits, which these are all things that it's not typical in the beauty industry here in the United States. The commission salon has really kind of died down, and a lot of people started doing the booth rent, and then the like my solo the solo studio suites, they got really popular for a while. But I think in our nature as humans, like we like to be around other humans, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um and in this industry where it's like so creative, it's good to be around other people so that you can learn from them and collaborate together and help each other grow. So I really just see myself building a brand here in Las Vegas, a brand where other stylists want to be a part of and create something bigger than just, like being your own boss, and just
Mm-hmm.
kind of a more teammate experience, I guess.
And your kind of gig, is it AI proof, or does AI help you in this in some way? Like, have you gotten, like, are there certain types of software or certain types of things that you use with AI that will help you with this kind of thing? Or is this pretty much a gig that you're never going to have to worry about AI doing this better than a human because humans got to lay the tracks and humans got to sew in. And you know what I'm saying? Like, where are you at with
Yeah.
that?
So I actually am part of a team, the best hair care company in the world. They are they're Farouk Systems, and most people know them as Chi or BioSilk. The Chi straightening irons or that Silk Therapy, Silk Infusion
Mm,
hair serum. It's a very popular brand. And they actually have invented a machine. Um, have you ever walked into Home Depot and picked out a paint swatch and then handed it to the person at the counter and they touch the screen and then it like starts mixing the paint for you?
Now ordinarily, that's a good question. Ordinarily, I'd say hell no, because I'm not a crafty gentleman at all. But yes, I
Yeah.
have had that
Yeah.
experience a couple of times where I got the paint the same way that you said. Did it look good? No, that's another show. But yes, yes, I
Well,
have.
where I was going with that is we have this machine now that has the capability for me to produce any hair color that I want. And it reduces my inventory of product that I have to keep on the shelf. It saves me time and it saves me money, but it's also like a little bit integrated with AI. So
Mm.
we're kind of using AI, we're using machinery to make things in the salon more efficient. So I'm really not afraid of AI, honestly. Like if AI is gonna try and if they're gonna try and make a robot that can do hair, like that's great. I'll just look at it as like inspiration because I think where um AI is lacking is it still needs kind of like that human creative like flair to like really give it its edge, right? So without
Hmm.
that, I don't really think AI is gonna beat us. I don't think I have to worry about that. I don't think I have to worry about AI taking my job.
That's probably like
I'm
the
actually just really excited about AI and the way that it can just help us to do things, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's a good tool to use for sure. I think the downside with it, just like any tool, is who is going to be using it and what their purpose is. You know, like if you're going to use
Yeah.
AI as a dating mechanism to fool young people into thinking they're talking to another person, that's probably not the best way to look at things. That's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
But but tell me a little bit more about you personally. Like when I went to your profile, I saw that it said that you love music or that you do music or something about music was on there. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I've always been like a dance enthusiast, like
Mm-hmm.
as a child I took some ballet classes and then just growing up I've really evolved like into like the EDM, like house music culture,
Mm.
and I've always just felt very connected with it. And so I kind of started playing around with songwriting. It just happened randomly. I was like leaving a big music festival here in Vegas called EDC, the Electric Daisy
Yeah,
Carnival, and
yeah.
love that place. But
Yes.
I kind of just got inspired by Wake Me Up by Avicii, and I was like singing along, and then I started adding in my own little bit to the end. And I got this chorus that I thought was really like cool, like it was like, you know, it goes, life is gold, so live it up until you're old. And when you're old, don't forget that your life's not over yet. And then the beat goes
Oh,
bum 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 bum.
yes.
So I really liked it. I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. So I just put it in my notes while I was driving and I like tucked it away in my little back pocket for 3 years. And
Yeah.
then I finally got the inspiration that I needed to finish writing it. Probably maybe 4 weeks ago.
Mm.
So I finished that up, and then I connected with some people that I know here in Vegas. DJ Petroni, I met him and I saw him out at the Art of the Wild one night, and I kind of told him what I was, how I've been doing because I haven't seen him in a while. And I was like, yeah, I'm trying to like make this song, but I don't know how to make music. And
Mm-hmm.
he's creating a DJ school, like an online DJ school. So he's like, oh, well, I could teach you. And I was like,
Oh,
oh,
very
that'd be
cool.
awesome. So, and then he introduced me to another friend of his. And basically, the long story is they just kind of gave me that like creative juice that I needed to like finish what I was making.
Hmm.
It's kind of like a little bit more of like a deeper, like spiritual journey that I went through to get the lyrics that I needed to finish the song. So, I mean, that's kind of like a whole nother wagon wheel that we could put on. But
Well, you went through a
music
spiritual
is just
journey, which denotes that you're a spiritual person.
right. Yeah.
So would you say, as a spiritual person, would you say that your success in this, the music and the beauty industry, and probably many other successes that you had, is that due to your faith, or would you just say you happened to be in the right place at the right time, or you just followed the instructions? Like, what would you attribute? Is it mostly spiritual, mostly luck, mostly determination?
I would say it's faith and determination.
Hmm, interesting. And how much talent goes into that?
I think that obviously, like you have to have some talent, right, for something good to happen. I mean, art is subjective, I think. So, maybe someone might hear my song that I created and they think it's the worst thing they've ever heard. I think it's, it's all subjective to the person who's experiencing it. So,
Hmm. I don't think that there's any group of people though that say, "I really love this band because they suck so bad. They're terrible and I love them." Like I don't really think there's a group of people that go for. I think talent does have something to say about, what you do.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
even in your biggest dream, do you see yourself becoming a recording artist? Like is that one of your things, the challenges that you would overcome?
Oh yeah, like I've always considered myself a big star.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really? So modest. I love it. Okay. A big star in what? Tell me where you see and how you see it. Like, and before you do, I'll tell you why I say it. Cuz I want to be the best producer in the world. Like I want to be up there when people say Dr. Dre, Pharrell, Spielberg, Lucas, Ace Michaels. That's my goal. That's what drives
Yeah.
me every day. I say I want to be the best at producing. Production is going to be my jam. So now I've laid my cards on the table. So what is your jam? What do you want to be? What's the legacy you want to leave?
I just want to leave a positive impact on the world. I want to be someone that someone can say, she changed my life for the better. Like she made me a happier, better, stronger person in some way. And like I've always felt like I always have like some sense of like wisdom to me, and I always try to like help people. Like people come to me a lot sometimes with their challenges, and I try to like help them navigate through them. So I feel like I would love to be up on a stage someday, like telling people a story that makes them, that gives them that like that pep in their step to go out and like conquer their dreams.
Mm. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting. That shouldn't be a lofty ambition. But what happens in our society is we put so much emphasis on tech billionaires and people who make money selling widgets than we do on the
Hmm.
fact that this person can paint and they're really
Hmm.
good at painting and they deserve credit for being able
Hmm.
to paint, just paint, right?
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
we don't look at it like that. We look at it like, okay, well, if you're a painter, yeah, I don't know how you're going to make it through. Whereas if someone goes to medical school and they get in debt and they're in debt for most of their adult life, there's no guarantee they're going to become a doctor just because they went to medical school. There's no guarantee
Right.
that they're going to become a successful doctor. As a matter of fact, the chances of you becoming a successful musician or a singer are probably higher than you becoming a successful medical technician or doctor based on the amount of how many other people are doing it. There's far
Right.
more people going to medical school than there are going to music school,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So you want to leave that legacy. That's a good legacy to leave. It's really great that you want to reach out of yourself and help other people. I think right there that says a lot. When a person is not motivated by getting the cars and the parties and the drinks and the this and the that, but they literally can see outside of themselves and say, "Hey, I've got something that's so good it might help other people." Now that to me, that's the true talent. That's dope.
Yeah. And I think that's what matters the most. It's not really the material things in life that we can possess. It's more about how can we help each other get to be the more elevated versions of ourselves that we all are. We just need help remembering it sometimes.
Right. And speaking of elevated versions, what did you think about our opening topic? We're talking about people who are going through such amazing, great lengths to be beautiful. It seems like that's the new calling card is your looks. Because of all the social media and all of even the move towards like the latest in film and television, like it's all so much more esoteric than it used to be, say 20 years ago, even. What do you think? What are
Yeah.
your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like social media, I could say, I mean, people have been getting plastic surgery for a long time, right? Before social media. So it's not just social media to blame, but I feel like people see someone who they think is beautiful, and that people can start to get really harsh on their own selves, rather than like honoring where they are in their body in this particular moment, like right now in this time at 3:39 p.m. in Las Vegas, I am 100% happy with myself as I am. Do I have, an idea of like perfection? I think we all kind of have that, some sort of idea of like what perfect is to us. Like, oh, I wish, I didn't have that little like scar on my face, or maybe a little less fat here. It's like, it's all these little things that we just kind of like, we pick on ourselves
Hmm.
and we pick ourselves apart. And like media and the ability to go and access plastic surgery, if you can afford it, and do whatever you want. It's like, if that's what makes you happy, then do it. Who am I to tell you that it's wrong, right?
Right. And what's interesting, I think this is what I think is interesting. So human beings have been around for longer than 2,000 years, because 2,000 years would just be from since when Jesus was born and died, right? So that would be 2,000
Right.
years now. So we say we've been around for probably 10,000 years, the humans,
Yeah.
right? Would you say that humans have never looked better than they do now? I mean, now we've got plastic surgery, we've got gastro surgeries, we've got ways to facelifts, and we've got contact lenses and all this stuff. So, has this helped the human existence problem more?
I don't know. I mean, again, I think it's like in the eye of the beholder, right? I mean, I personally believe that like I like a more natural beauty, I guess. Like I like strong, hard bodies like that go to the gym and work out and are
Hmm.
healthy from the inside out. Like I think a healthy, strong body is like one of the most beautiful things that you could have. And when you're healthy on the inside, it radiates on the outside. Your skin is clearer and more supple, more moisturized. Your hair and nails are healthier. Your eyes whites become less yellow. Like your teeth are nice and healthy. I think just being healthy is the most important thing, and there's so many things that you can do naturally to preserve your beauty, like gua sha, facial yoga, like all these things,
Hmm.
lymphatic drainage massage. There's lots of things that you can do, and I think in the ancient times people were um doing those things more, and like western medicine and all that has kind of like made it a little bit more of like a shortcut way to attain things. And but I don't know, I think it all just kind of comes down to taking care of your health.
So you don't sound like you're a proponent for doing any like medical procedures to change your own
Oh,
look, right?
whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know. I mean, I
She said,
do.
"Hold on there, buddy."
I wouldn't say that I would go so far to like have someone break my facial like I wouldn't have
Right.
someone punch me in the face just so that I could have like a more chiseled jawline. I think
Right.
like there's some things for me that I think are a little bit extreme, but like I'm okay with, a little like breast augmentation there, maybe a little nose job, maybe a little like lip filler, maybe a little facelift when your skin starts to sag, but
But when you're doing that,
yeah.
who are you doing it for? Like, I'm a guy, so to me, I would think you're doing that to appeal to the opposite sex, or even the same sex. But it would seem like you're doing that to appeal physically and romantically to somebody when you're doing those changes to your body. Like, I wouldn't go to the gym if I didn't have to. Right. And why do I have to? Well, because I have to perform on stage, so I got to be fit. I'm a man of a certain age, so I do want to live a lot longer. So now going to the gym and and taking the supplements has become more important to me than it ever was. But I don't know that I'd want to get a nose job. You know what I'm saying? Unless
Yeah.
I thought, well, this is going to be because I'm going to be on the cover of a magazine, or because somebody's going to see it. That's why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it just for me. Does that make
Right.
sense?
That totally makes sense. And I can see like where you would feel that way. I've actually never gotten a nose job. I'm really happy with my nose. I was lucky enough not to have a crazy looking nose when my parents created me. But personally, like I just like to feel good about myself when I look in the mirror. So if I mean, and I've struggled with this as I was younger. I think I was a little harder on myself. And now that I'm getting older, I'm a little just more comfortable with who I am. But I think it's all just about self confidence and positively talking to yourself and not being too hard on yourself. Because when you start to stare at yourself in the mirror for too long, it's easy to say, like, oh, I want to change this. Like, I think it just depends on the person, because some people maybe they are trying to change their appearance so that they can attract a partner. Me, I don't really care that much. I care more about making myself happy when I look in the mirror. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Mhm. Which also leads to, not to take it there, but we're kind of living in a more narcissistic society where we are doing
Yeah.
more in this generation to please ourselves than we used to, say, 40 years ago. 40 years ago,
Mhm.
in the 80s, it was more about pleasing the group. Everyone in your team, everyone on your community had to be comfortable with who you were. And that's why it was such a big deal when so many artists came out of the closet, or they said, oh, well, just so you know, I'm not what everybody else thinks I am, I'm different. And it was like,
Mhm.
oh, gasp, right? Whereas
Mhm.
now it's almost like gasp in the opposite direction. Oh, you're not different, you're just like all of us. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that's so interesting, right? So very, very interesting. What's the youngest people that you deal with?
I usually am dealing with like no younger than like high schoolers, like freshmen in high school and up.
Got it. And is there anything that you ever feel like you would want to say to some young person who sits in the chair and they're focused on changing their look? Like being young at high school age, that's a real hard one because everything's about your look. Do you have a nice jacket? Do you have nice shoes? Do you have a nice car? Do you have a car at all? All of these things in a teenager's life are like, oh my God, the most paramount important things that they worry about.
I think that if I could give any young person advice, I would say to be kind to yourself and to give yourself grace because you're so young and your mind hasn't even fully matured yet, and you're going to learn so much. And these physical things on the outside, they don't really matter as much as what's on the inside. So just be kind to yourself, be positive, keep a positive outlook on life. If things get hard, reach out to someone and to focus on getting good grades
Oh,
and paying attention.
wow. Look at that. I don't think I can. I think that's our t shirt statement for the day right there. That was a really, really good. And I don't even think I can close the show with a stronger message than that. That was a good message. That was uplifting, man. Very nice. Well, how do we, if we've fallen in love with everything you had to say, we want to stalk you on social media, where do we go to stalk you moving forward?
Well, if you enjoyed what I said, I would love to have you and welcome you to my social media page. You can find me on Instagram. That is where I am the most active. And it is TLC and the letter S and then the word chair. So it would be TLC's chair.
Ah. Oh, I saw that and I thought it was TLC hair, which,
Yeah, yeah.
that's just where I went with it. But because you do hair, so I put the two
I
together.
do, I do. Yeah. It's
Well,
like come see my page, come sit in my chair, come let me yap your ear off for a little while and let's
yes.
be friends.
Yes. And let's start a rumor that will be unsubstantiated, but we'll start this rumor on the internet right now that if you do go to Taylor's chair and you get some extensions, you never know. There might be a $500 bill wrapped in one of those extensions. So just know that someone random might get a $500 bill. Is that a fair rumor to start so you drive
I
some
think
business?
that's a fair rumor to start. I think that
Yeah.
sounds like something that I heard that
Yeah.
might be true.
Let's make
So
make that go viral. Yeah, that's what it is, guys. You heard it here first, and we can't say it here if it's not the truth. You know that. And that's what's up. It's been the Ace Michael Show. My guest was Taylor today. Some fabulous insights. Thank you, Taylor. And for the rest of
thank you, Ace.
y'all, you know what I say: live the life you love, and love the life you live. Thank you.